Here's Precal. We didn't have time to finish, and we were talking about matrices and specifically in problem 9-5, we had these two retailers. This was Bullseye, and this was J.C. Nichols, I think. And we had this matrix where Bullseye wanted to make 20 toy cars and 25 toy trucks, but J.C. Penney or J.C. Nichols wanted 15 cars and 30 trucks. So they wanted us to make a matrix for that. So I came up with this matrix right here. And then they wanted us to multiply it by this. It looks like I named it matrix C, but I didn't. That I was doing something else with that. This is our matrix that gives us. These are for the cars, and these are for the trucks. This is like wheels, seats, and gas tanks. And so like each car needs 4 wheels, each truck needs 6 gas tanks. So, and we were working with this matrix the whole time today. So they want us to come up with a new matrix. This is the matrix. They want us to name it matrix C. And they want us to find out a total, like we'd already found out these totals for Bullseye. We found out how many wheels and seats and gas tanks they would need to be able to make 20 cars and 25 trucks. And so we got that information already here, but I wanted to show how I would multiply these two together to get the totals. And then we're going to end up with the totals for J.C. Nichols also. So I think the way I like to think of it is I see that I have it. The dimensions are a 2 by 2 matrix, and this one is a 2 by 3. So these are the rows, and these are the columns. And if you can't remember what goes first, say race car. So as long as these two inner numbers match, I'm able to multiply them together. And these two outer numbers give me the dimensions of the answer matrix. So I know that my answer matrix, or my product matrix, is going to have 2 rows and 3 columns. And I can even figure out what the rows and columns are. The rows are going to just be for Bullseye and J.C. Nichols, and the columns are going to be for the wheels, seats, and gas tanks. So how on earth how can I get these numbers? So I remember, because we did this earlier, we just wanted like this entry right here is row 1, column 1. And this one would be row 1, column 2, row 1, column 3. And so we can go like, if I put little subscripts, that means row 1, column 1. That's this piece. And if I put row 1 and I change this to a 2, that'd be this one. And if I change it to a 3, that'd be this one. So I look at the entry that I'm trying to calculate, and it tells me how to multiply. Like this one's going to tell me, and this is going to be my row matrix, and this is my column matrix. So to get this number, I had to multiply this row by this column. And it kind of makes sense because this is wheels, and that's wheels, right? And this is Bullseye. So I had to go 20 times 4, which was 80, plus 25 times 6, and we we added those together, and that's how we got this. And then to get this number, this position is row 1, column 2. So I'm going to take row 1, but now I'm going to multiply it by column 2, which also makes sense because it's the seats column, right? So 20 times 2 is 80, plus 25 times 1, well, wait, 20 times 2 is 40, plus 25 times 1, that's where the 65 came from. Okay, and then you can imagine if I want this piece, this is row 1, column 3. So I'm going to multiply row 1 by column 3. And if you think about the context of the problem, it's going to give me my gas tanks, right? 'Cause that's what, and it's going to give for bullseye. So 20 plus 75, that's where that 95 came from. And similarly, this one, now we're in row 2. So we're not going to be using the 20 and the 25 anymore because those are bullseye numbers. We want to do JCPenney numbers. So we're going to go, this is row 2. So I'm going to circle row 2, column 1. So 15 times 4 plus 30 times 6, I had to do it all down here, and they added it up, and I got 240. And then this position right here is row 2, column 2. So I'm going to go with row 2, but now I'm going to look at column 2. And maybe I don't need to go so slow for you. Maybe it makes sense that because that's the seats, isn't it? So like 15 times 2 is 30 plus 30 times 1 is 30. I think that's going to be 60. I don't know. I don't do so hot without the calculator. And then the next thing is this position right here is row 2, column 3. So on my column matrix, I want to multiply by column 3. So 15 times 1 is 15 plus 30 times 3 is 90. 15 and 90 make 105, I think. Okay, so this is my product matrix. It's matrix C, and I can look now in every little position in here, and I can get information from it. Your book happens to ask, your book wants to know what's the meaning of C2, 3. So the C stands for matrix C, the 2 is the row, and the 3 is the column. So they're saying, what's that number? What's that number about? And we're going to say, well, that number is the number of gas tanks that we need to fill the order for J.C. Nichols. That's how many gas tanks they need. Because remember, they wanted to make 15 cars and 30 trucks. That's how many gas tanks they're going to need. Okay, and I think that's enough for now.